Me, Skip, I think Floyd just looked. Floyd, you done made enough money.
Didn't go right. You know, took a loss. I took a heavy loss, actually. But nothing can hold me back.
Yep.
Does this man have no shame?
No.
Is he not easy money Mayweather now?
Get that money.
Yeah.
Shannon Sharpe didn't hold back after learning Mayweather went bankrupt from a $42 million scam. He expressed deep disappointment and said that all legal steps, including state and federal requirements, were handled correctly. Sharpe believes Mayweather should have taken responsibility and confirmed everything himself. He pointed out that someone of Mayweather's level should not overlook such details and must be more careful with financial decisions to avoid such massive losses.
The thing is that Floyd is what they call an independent contractor. And what happens is that when you become an independent contractor, Skip, if you make $230 million, they give you 2 checks or a check for $230 million. It is up to you to take out the deduction and make sure state, federal, and whatever else needs to be deducted is paid to the Internal Revenue Service.
In response to growing backlash, Mayweather opened up about his mindset regarding wealth. He clarified that just because he talks about money doesn't make him a bad person. For him, money has always been a tool to live a fulfilling life and explore different experiences. He believes that financial freedom allows him to shape his happiness and try ventures that others can't dream of. This perspective is what fuels his unconventional financial moves.
I'm really comfortable talking about money. A lot of people in the UK are not. So what are your beliefs around money?
Just because I talk about money doesn't make me a bad person. I mean, I like to have the finer things in life. Money don't make me, I make money. I like to feed my family. You know, we can't feed our family just saying I love you. You know, money is able to put us in a position so we can have the finer things in life. So we are able to travel over to the UK and experience and do different things. We're able to travel to Dubai and other countries and have fun and live life and experience different things. So when you're able to make a lot of money, you're able to do those certain things. And for those people that don't have any money, because life is all about having different experiences.
Mayweather admitted that his business strategy often involves high-risk decisions. He explained that he prefers to make money and invest in ventures people don't even understand. According to him, this method brings innovation but also failure. He even accepted that 90% of the time, these investments result in bad outcomes. This approach highlights his mindset as a gambler in the business world, someone who bets big, hoping for the rare huge payoff.
I'm able to bring my team as well as my family around the world so they can experience different things.
Something you said earlier, Floyd, it really fascinated me. And it gave me an insight that you really learned about money. Is you said in real estate, you got to know what to do on a small scale first.
Yes.
And then you went big. And is that because you don't want to take massive risk because you want to be smart with your money?
Well, like you don't go out there and work extremely hard for so many years and then take every dime you got and just put it into something that you don't know about.
Well, a lot of people do, don't they? I mean,
and majority of the time you get bad results. 90% of the time you get bad results. Just like boxing. You know, I've gotten great results because I took my time.
Mayweather openly showcases this belief in wealth as a symbol of success. In videos and social media posts, he often reveals massive bank deposits and cash stacks. For Mayweather, displaying money is not just flexing. It's a symbol of how far he has come. However, for critics like Sharpe, these displays raise concerns. They question whether this focus on showing wealth might distract from smart money management.
The money man is getting ready. Super Bowl weekend, Las Vegas. We had to get the ones. Make it rain. I need everybody. That girl collection, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the Super Bowl, or whoever win or lose, it don't matter. I need everybody there. Girl collection. Yeah. Yeah.
Sharpe didn't stop at criticizing the scam incident. He also questioned Mayweather's continued use of exhibition fights. Sharpe argued that Mayweather is only selling pay-per-view because fans want to see him lose. These fights, Sharpe said, are not real boxing bouts anymore. They resemble WWE entertainment. This comparison wasn't just about performance, it was about Mayweather's fading legacy being sold off for profit.
Sure, he could be 60 years of age and people would still pay per view
Right.
to watch him box something.
So the lure is still there.
Yeah.
They want to see Floyd get beat, even if it's somebody that's not a name that we. Man, a YouTuber did something that a world champion couldn't do.
Yeah. Didn't.
Yes.
No.
But I saw Floyd Mayweather get knocked down.
But at what point does Floyd have enough money not to stoop to do these exhibitions? But at some point, there is athletic dignity attached to 50 and 0, and that's the allure of this.
Yeah.
It's the equivalent of, okay?
And the people that they're putting him in there with can't put him in harm's way.
No, they-
So he doesn't see, like, like you said, I watched this ruckus on Twitter. I was like,
What?
oh my goodness.
Okay.
It definitely was like WWE.
Sharpe continued his critique by bringing up Mayweather's exhibition bout with Logan Paul. He said the fight lacked dignity for a boxing legend. According to Sharpe, Mayweather has no shame in taking part in such fights just for money. This raises questions about legacy and respect. Why would someone at the peak of greatness reduce their legacy for cash grabs? For Sharpe, the answer is simple. Mayweather is prioritizing money over honor.
Back.
Yep.
Does this man have no shame?
Dude.
Is he not easy money Mayweather now?
Get that money.
Yeah. Get that money.
He'll pick up either 15, 20 mil.
He was a highly respected champion.
Still
He
is.
dominated the sport.
Yes.
Greatest defensive fighter ever. And you're going to stoop to this?
Yep.
It's not even the right Paul. It's not Jake Paul. It's the older
Well, we get
brother.
the brother. We get the brother.
He's
then.
easier.
Look, I was like, I started with the moment Nate Robinson hit that canvas face first.
Yeah.
I'm like, who can we nominate as an athlete to get our get back? I looked at James Johnson.
Okay, but it's not Jake. It's the older brother.
I want somebody.
Somebody?
Brandon Marshall, our first things first, Brandon Marshall.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you who good with their hands, and you might not know, Curtis Martin.
So what?
And we want our get back. That's what. So what?
So you want Curtis Martin to fight Jake Paul
I
now?
wanted to fight something. We go get our get back. Y'all nothing to have bragging
Well,
rights.
this isn't even a fight.
Nope.
This is an exhibition.
No, I know what happens.
How low can you
no,
go?
I know you over there. You'll let yeah, we got him. You know, no. We go get our get back. This for the culture. We got to represent. Money, represent.
Represent?
Yep, lump him up.
You represented against Conor McGregor, and it was a worthy fight.
That's
It
okay,
was
we'll
actually
get
a battle.
We gonna lump him up. Yeah, we gonna lump him up.
As Mayweather shifts focus toward real estate, his bold claims have sparked skepticism. He recently claimed to have bought 1,000 units across 62 buildings in New York, but property records tell a different story. None of the buildings show a change in ownership, and groups like the NYC Housing Partnership haven't been notified of any sales. The real estate world is now asking, are Mayweather's claims exaggerated?
Floyd Mayweather Jr. I mean, we all know him, the tremendous, talented boxer, but people don't realize how smart he is in business, especially real estate. He just did a blockbuster deal, forget about it. Upper Manhattan, 1,000 units consisting of 60 buildings, affordable housing, $402 million purchase price. The seller, Black Spruce Management. This is going to be a monster, huge deal. Already a very big portion of it already closed. The remaining portion should be closing the beginning of 2025. This is a guy who believes in long-term wealth, generational wealth. He's heavily involved in skyscrapers. Now he's getting very, very big in affordable housing in Upper Manhattan. Tremendous deal, $402 million. once again. 1,000 units, 60 buildings. Forget about it, Maron. That's what I'm talking about. That's smart. That's generational wealth, in my opinion. Not financial advice, not a financial planner, but very, very impressed. Floyd Mayweather Jr., not too shabby. V for victory.
In trying to verify Mayweather's property deals, reporters encountered more confusion. A representative from his business ventures claimed the acquisitions were real, but refused to go on record. The call also featured a man who introduced himself as James McNair, but his voice didn't match earlier recordings. This unusual communication has only fueled suspicions about the authenticity of Mayweather's real estate portfolio.
Point of buying 62 buildings. You buy a couple.
I'm not 62 units, I think, right?
No, 62 units could be one building.
Yeah, it could be.
They got buildings with 90 units and
Yeah, it's
100
true.
and some units.
He has 62 multifamily units. That's what it says. So that's 62 buildings. Like you just said, it's probably
so
62
think about
buildings.
it.
Yeah.
If he has that, some of the buildings might not be in the best condition.
Right.
So knock it down and build, or knock, if they're side by side, knock both of them down. Don't renew rents. Let them move out and then build a skyscraper.
Right.
Or if he makes commercial properties out of some of those.
That's what I'm saying.
The man who claimed to speak for Mayweather said that Floyd's passion came from growing up in affordable housing. That's why he felt drawn to rent-regulated properties. The idea of making money while giving back to the community seemed cool to him. Once that idea clicked in his mind, he reportedly wanted to buy it all. This emotional connection is meaningful, but critics wonder whether it's being used to justify vague or false business claims.
He's collecting rent, hustlers. You know how much rent that is? And guess what? I don't know his paperwork, but obviously if you spent that much in real estate, it looks like he spent it in one shot. But even if he didn't, but usually he did. And if he dealt with the same person, you get a deal, right? So through these deals, he's making money. It's definitely an income situation. They're all apartments. It's not a commercial building. They're all apartment buildings, which are commercial, but they're apartments. So guess what? $402 million in real estate. Hey, he's $500 million in real estate just off apartment.
Mayweather's focus on real estate has grown in recent years, but as he makes louder claims, some industry experts think he might be exaggerating the size and scope of his holdings. While his goal might be to merge wealth with social good, unclear documentation and dramatic statements are casting shadows over the legitimacy of his portfolio. The public is now caught between admiration and suspicion.
Hey, who said Floyd ain't still out here doing big deals? Money Mayweather just inked a massive $402 million real estate deal in New York City, buying up 60 apartment buildings from Black Spruce Management, the equivalent of 1,000 apartment units. Now, Floyd said the goal is to be able to provide affordable housing to families that need it. Most of the units are located in Upper Manhattan. And he said that when he was a kid, his dream was just to be able to own a home, and that you can achieve anything if you put your mind to it. Damn, Floyd just bought the block. I'm proud of Floyd. He's come a long way. This is a guy who was once seen burning money in a nightclub. He spent $17 million on a watch. Not to pocket watch him, but people looked at him for years like, yo, he wastes a lot of money. Does he ever give back? And now he's providing affordable housing? Damn, Money Mayweather's come a long way. This is a real good look. It shows evolution. It shows maturity. Not to mention, it's always great to see another person of color become a landlord in New York City.
Long before these controversies, Mayweather built his empire by betting on himself. He famously placed a $750,000 bet on his own fight. A risky but bold move that marked the beginning of his journey into business. From that point, he crafted his financial path without traditional management. For many fans, this do-it-yourself strategy was inspiring, but it also came with the risks that are now showing.
Floyd Mayweather is the most successful boxer in history with a 50-0 record, and one of the wealthiest athletes of all time with $1 billion in earnings. But I bet you didn't know it all started with a $750,000 bet on himself. Here's the wild story. In 2006, Floyd Mayweather was 10 years into his boxing career and earning over $5 million per fight. At the time, Mayweather was signed to Bob Arum's Top-Rank Boxing promotion, a partnership which saw Arum get 25% of Mayweather's fight purse. But Mayweather wanted more, and in 2006, he turned down $8 million to fight Antonio Margarita and said he deserved $20 million to fight Oscar De La Hoya. Arum wasn't happy and wouldn't pay up, so Mayweather paid the $750,000 exit fee in his contract to to leave Top Rank. Mayweather then went on to promote his own fights, earning a percentage of every ticket, hot dog, and beer sold at the event, and most importantly, all pay-per-views sold. And just 1 year later in 2007, after leaving Top Rank, Mayweather made $25 million for his win against Oscar De La Hoya. Now that's what happens when you bet on...
Unlike most athletes, Mayweather never hired a manager. He negotiated and handled all his financial deals himself. This gave him full control, but also full responsibility. When it worked, it made him one of the richest athletes in history. But without a professional team behind him, mistakes like falling for a scam can have disastrous consequences. This independence is both his strength and his greatest risk.
I think with Floyd, he's never had a manager as well, right? He's always negotiated his own deals. Is that what kind of led to as well, if he didn't have to cut a
It's not that he ain't got a manager, but he has got a manager. So he's, can't remember his name now. So he's got a man, an elderly fella that's always with him. And, but he does, everything goes through him, everything. Floyd ain't very clever. Believe me. But training wise, man's a genius. And it's hard work, dedication. Don't matter how good you are. I mean, I am world class as an athlete, but I never trained like the top boys. I just thought, don't worry, because I love a row, I love the fighting. Let's just turn up.
Yeah.
I mean, but after 3-4 rounds, if I ain't knocked you out, got Sting coming at me out.
Mayweather often compares his time to the present era. He says building influence was harder when he was rising, unlike today, where anyone can push a button and reach billions. He had to fight for every ounce of attention. That effort, he believes, is what makes his impact more real. But critics argue that he's now leaning on that old reputation while making choices that damage it.
Taylor Swift.
Probably Taylor Swift.
Yeah?
Taylor Swift didn't come up in the same era as me. But I don't know if Taylor Swift can be relevant. Almost 30 years.
I was around, but the Floyd effect, the Taylor Swift effect.
Yes.
Like, you both have maximized and pushed the envelope and really just set the bar for everybody else that's coming after you.
But in today's time, there's different. You can push one button and 8 billion people can see it.
Yeah.
Right.
Remember how I got to the top. I had to grind. I had to wrap vehicles, take them across country with my face on it. I go a month straight doing interviews every day from morning to night to build myself.
Yeah.
So I come from nothing, but now push a button, push a button, push a button, and all you gotta do is sit back and watch. If I had a head start like these fighters nowadays, man, what? I have every belt in.
Floyd Mayweather has claimed he earns around $30 million a month, which adds up to billions a year, surpassing even what Bill Gates makes. Despite retirement, Mayweather continues chasing money through exhibition matches. For many fans, the biggest possible payday would come from a rematch with Conor McGregor. That fight would generate giant numbers and massive attention. But would it be worth the final damage to his legacy? It's a question that remains open, and one that fans and critics alike are watching closely.
Value in seeing it a second time. The first one wasn't bad, but the whole thing was this notion of suspense and unpredictability, and what would it be? Well, you got to see what it was. He got marched down and beaten up.
Yeah, it seems like Floyd might realize within himself that that's the last giant money fight he can make. It would have to be as close to a real fight as possible. I mean, it's a Conor who can still throw his hands, although to your point, the brand is damaged, and he needs a win badly in the UFC to revive that. But I wonder if Floyd at 45 is saying to himself, if I've got to fight one more time, a real fight, and that Logan fight was weird, and Floyd, I think, didn't expect to have to navigate it the way he did. I wonder if Floyd thinks this is it. But even that could be a trap fight for him, Luke, because of his age. You never know, okay? But to your point, it's hard to get amped up for it unless one or both of them is sort of riding a certain level of momentum.